National Transportation Safety Board is ready to release its report on a deadly crash on an Oklahoma turnpike caused by a truck driver from Willard. The NTSB summary report is set to come out on Tuesday. Last June, Donald Creed, a 77-year-old trucker for Associated Wholesale Grocers, slammed his truck into a row of vehicles stopped on the Will Rogers Turnpike near Miami, Oklahoma. 10 people died. Creed pleaded guilty last month to 10 counts of negligent homicide. He was sentenced to 30 days in jail and 10 years of probation and is now barred from driving semis. An Aurora woman is facing federal charges this morning for allegedly ripping off two businesses she worked for. The U.S. attorney says 45-year-old Diana Erickson stole from Superior Lifts and Goolsby Rental Properties. She's charged with mail fraud and embezzlement. Erickson reportedly took the money from 2006 to 2008. In all, prosecutors say that Erickson stole more than $250,000 by forging company checks and then putting them in her own bank account. Well, it could be strike three for a Springfield man who was convicted of stealing a tool from a Battlefield Mall Sears. A jury this week convicted 31-year-old Jimmy Brinkley of felony robbery. Brinkley has previous convictions for vehicle tampering, stealing, and felony criminal non-support. So instead of facing up to 15 years in prison for the robbery, Brinkley could be sentenced to life. He'll learn his fate on November 19th. 3 weeks after a prostitution sting at a Springfield park, 8 of the men arrested have finally been charged. Springfield police are also saying this morning that Grant Beach Park is now safer since that sting. And with school back in session, the park, once deemed dirty, is attracting more people. Regular parkgoers say they feel much safer.
Like you see the security guys over here, this police officer sit up here during the night, so I mean, I'm pretty sure they're doing their job.
None of the men charged are sitting in jail this morning. Soliciting an undercover police officer is a municipal crime with a maximum punishment of 6 months behind bars and up to a $1,000 fine. The tough budget times for schools around Missouri could have been a little easier if state lawmakers had followed voters' wishes. A new state audit says $21 million of new casino money has been taken away from schools so far. Back in 2008, voters approved a measure that raised casino taxes and put that new money in a separate fund for schools. But last year, lawmakers changed the voter-approved initiative, removing the requirement that the extra cash go to schools. Budget analysts say the law approved by voters would have created what they called technical difficulties in the state's school funding formula. Now, if you want to read the full audit report for yourself, you can check out this story at our website, KSPR.com. Well, the saying goes, a man's home is his castle. In Eureka Springs, Arkansas, the man may have helped, but the Quigley Castle is really the wife's creation. Collector, recycler, and visionary, now visitors come from all over the country to see Elise Quigley's home. She designed it herself. The lumber was cut from her land, and her family provided the labor. But the home almost didn't happen. Quigley and her husband were living in a 3-room home with their 5 kids and knew they needed an upgrade, but they just couldn't agree on a timeline. Quigley says she just got tired of waiting.
She was afraid she'd lose the lumber that he'd already cut. So he went to work one day. She and the kids tore the old house down. She moved him into the chicken house. He started the next day, and it took 3 years to get that glass.
It only cost Quigley $2,000 for the windows in that home, something required considering the home with partial dirt floors serves as an enormous flower pot. Quigley's granddaughter lives in the home now. She's giving tours and telling the story. It's open 5 days a week, but it's closed on Thursdays and Sundays. Well, still to come on this Friday morning, why no one telling Katy Perry how to get to Sesame Street. Not a sunny day for her or the Ozarks. Natalie's back with that and more of our weather first, though.
Yeah, by this afternoon, we could kind of squeeze some sunshine out of there. I think it's going to be pretty nice, just cool. For the weekend, Saturday, 2 thumbs up, 77 degrees, sunny skies, 54 for that overnight low. By Sunday, much cooler. We're going to see a chance of rain and 66 degrees. Look at that overnight low in the 40s. Your full forecast in just a few minutes.